Welcome, Valerie Gordon, one of our presenters for the 2019 Career Thought Leader Symposium. And Valerie's going to talk about storytelling and tell us why are stories so important for our career success.
Each of us has a personal story, and knowing how to harness it and tell it is an increasingly important skill in business today. So my background is in media, and for years I put stories on the air and learned what makes a story meaningful and memorable. And I'm going to take what I learned from producing stories for television and teach people how to apply those same principles to their own lives, their own careers.
I love, even in your submission for the conference, how you talked about storytelling in a more specific and engaging way than many of the people that I hear. And of course, storytelling is everywhere. We hear about it all the time. We hear about it everywhere. And yet you bring a different take to it. So I really appreciate that. And people are going to get this very specific feedback from you on how to develop a story. So tell us more about how you will use storytelling in your presentation.
Sure, absolutely. We'll divide it into three parts of storytelling. Your past story, that's how you encapsulate your backstory when you go on an interview or you're networking, how you speak of your successes. And then, of course, there's the present story, the everyday conflict and twists and turns that you deal with. And then my favorite, the future story, what's happening next, because it's always ongoing. And I think a lot of people don't really think about actively authoring their story. They just kind of get pulled along and they do the job and things happen. And we're going to work on taking command of our stories and how we can plot a better next chapter. And what I do in my presentations is I borrow from all types of storytelling genres and different elements that storytellers use to tell a great story. And I teach people how to apply them to their own lives. So at the conference, we'll be doing some interesting exercises. For our past stories, we're going to use some skills from basic journalism and also from screenwriting. You think about yourself as the main character in your own story. When we talk about our present stories, I'm going to pull from a literary technique that talks about multi-perspectivity and our greater cast of characters that's in our story. And then for the future story, I'm going to employ tools from suspense writing. It's a mystery. How is this going to unfold? And also, surprisingly enough, from the formula for reality TV. There is a formula for how those shows are produced, and we're going to apply it to the reality of our own lives. So it's definitely introspective work, it's interactive work, and it is unique work. You won't find it anywhere else.
Oh, I'm so excited. Well, what will people leave your presentation with that they can use the next day to help their clients?
Well, I hope there'll be a lot of tools, whether it's for themselves and growing their business or for their clients. If I had to pick just one takeaway, I think I would want people to know that they're in charge of this thing. You can actively author this story, how you speak of your past success, how you deal with your present challenges, and how you plot for the future. So many people wait for things to happen to them. And the idea that we really are in control of this and we can create a better next chapter with these tools and skills and the communication necessary to create it and to tell our stories, that's really what I'm hoping people will walk away with.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to meet you in March in San Diego. And all of you out there watching, listening, feel free to join us, San Diego 2019, for the Career Thought Leaders Symposium.